This is Tuesday, September 30th, 35 days until the 2008 presidential election. That a man cannot be in two places at once, one of the axioms of the universe. As a metaphor for opinion, though, a politician disproves it an average of once every 6.5 hours. John McCain today somehow managed to be in three places at once. Our fifth story in the countdown, the Republican nominee with a metaphysical hat trick. He insisted again this is not the time to be allocating blame for the bailout failure. His campaign, about a quarter of an hour later, releasing a commercial blaming Obama for the bailout failure. And the Republican Party issuing its own commercial that only showed up today, blaming Obama for the passage of the bailout, the one that didn't pass. Senator McCain tonight is in three places at once. The day after the bailout washout, McCain still reeling from having claimed personal credit for the passage of the bailout yesterday before the bailout did not pass yesterday. The Dow, however, rebounding, closing up 485 points, its best day in 6 years. The FDIC moving to shore up confidence in the banks by proposing an increase in the federal deposit insurance limit, an idea first proposed early this morning in a press release from Senator Obama.
Up to $100,000 in a bank, your money is safe. And that guarantee is more than adequate for most families and certainly most college students. But it's insufficient for many small businesses to meet their payroll or buy their supplies and create new jobs. The current insurance limit of $100,000 was set 28 years ago. It's not been adjusted for inflation. So I proposed raising this insurance, the FDIC limit, to $250,000, a step that would boost small businesses and make our banking system more secure.
Senator McCain seeing his opponent's deposit insurance increase and raising him one presidential name drop.
I've talked to the president this morning. We have to increase, as Senator Obama suggested, from 100,000 to 250,000 insured deposits.
Senator Obama today talking with President Bush, too. So what else does the Republican nominee have in his arsenal? How about another plan for plea for some bipartisan, blame-free problem solving?
This may be and is the greatest financial crisis of our lives. And we have to act, and we have to act together in a bipartisan fashion. I'm committed to that. And I'm committed to doing whatever is necessary in a bipartisan fashion. And there'll be plenty of time to point the finger of blame. There'll be plenty of time, and I'd be glad to talk about some of that blame.
And time apparently about 10 minutes later. That soundbite might be ringing less hollow tonight had the Republican Party not released a new ad attacking Senator Obama for the bailout. The bailout already implemented. That's correct. The entire ad, edited and sent out before the bailout package, failed in the House yesterday. And there is the ad that the McCain campaign itself produced and sent out. Some of that here now.
John McCain fought to rein in Fannie and Freddie. The Post says McCain pushed for stronger regulation, while Mr. Obama was notably silent.
In an interview with our Lee Cowan, Mr. Obama saying House Democrats kept up their end of the deal to pass the rescue plan without placing blame squarely on the other side. The Democratic nominee talking about their individual styles during the crisis without going on the attack.
You'll recall that when Senator McCain suggested he would suspend his campaign and we go to Washington, it created sort of a flurry of media. But what we didn't see is the kind of focus on just getting the job done that was necessary. And that's why I've deliberately tried to stay behind the scenes in the work that I've done.
Time now to call in our own Howard Fineman, senior Washington correspondent, of course, for Newsweek magazine. Howard, good evening.
Hi, Keith.
In an interview with ABC News today, Senator McCain actually denied he has criticized Senator Obama at all in the wake of the washout of the first bailout plan. Is it possible that he believes that, or is he just saying that?
You mean, is he aware of his surroundings?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, of course. He knows what he did yesterday and the day before. And his whole stance really has been attack mode for days, if not weeks, if not months, particulars to come. He's attacked Obama on Fannie and Freddie. He's attacked Obama on the bailout. He's attacked Obama for doing too much or doing too little, depending on the circumstances. It's what McCain does. It's what he has done and what he will continue to do, except in that sort of space of time where McCain is required to be a statesman, as is Obama, to get a piece of legislation passed that most of the people who run the economy think is needed.
To that space of time question, the increase on the FDIC insurance limit, is this one of those instances where not only did the McCain campaign but the Bush administration in fact appear to have stepped in and co-opted one of Senator Obama's ideas as if it were their own?
Well, yeah, although the idea has been rattling around for quite some time. It doesn't belong to any one party or any one candidate, but the shrewd thing that Obama did very early this morning, I think at 5 a.m. when they put out the press release, was to claim ownership of it and put it right out there at an opportune time, because we're in a little lull here before the House and the Senate take up the bailout measure again, or for the first time. And I think it was very smart of Obama to, in the meantime, put some other ideas out there. Very smart, and he got the political benefit of it because basically McCain had to give him credit for it.
With that RNC ad, the one that was cut and sent out before the bailout package failed, and then the McCain ad that followed the failure of the bailout package, each of them criticizing Obama for two mutually exclusive things. It worked or it didn't work. He was wrong both ways. It seems as if the Republicans had concluded it could safely attack a successful bailout plan. So the strategy was and is what? Attack Obama on the bailout no matter which way it turns out?
Well, not just attack Obama, although that's a big part of it. It's that the Republicans have a problem, Keith, and we've been talking about it on the show for days, which is that a lot of the Republican base philosophically is opposed to what this bailout out is all about. And the problem that the Republican leadership has had is convincing their own rank and file to go for it. What the RNC is doing is campaigning in red states and among the hardcore Republicans against the same bill that its leadership thinks it needs to support here in Washington. So, yeah, and in the meantime, they're going to attack Obama in either case, depending on the audience they're addressing. They're not unique in doing that. They're just probably a little less skillful than some have been in recent years doing so.
And now to the newest developments in this. Since the market did not tank again today, recouped some, maybe about half of what it lost realistically yesterday, what incentive do the Democrats now have to do anything more than some sort of temporary stopgap until after the election? Because obviously we're hearing that the Senate is going to vote tomorrow night. Senator Biden will be there. Senator Obama will be there. Senator McCain will be there. But if Senate Democrats are not questioning what they have to gain right now by rushing through some sort of additional bailout deal, why on earth are they not questioning that?
Well, I put that question to one of them just a few minutes ago, Keith, and their answer, believe it or not, is they think that the measure would be good for the country. They were so scared by what Hank Paulson and Ben Bernanke have told them over the last couple of weeks in these meetings, first about the AIG bailout situation, then about the economy general and the credit crisis, that they're convinced that this is necessary, changed as it's been. So that's their answer. Also, they want to leave, if they're hoping Obama's going to win, and they want to leave him with an economy that isn't totally in the tank, and they think this will help.
Yeah, I don't know about introducing this good for the country thing into the presidential election. You maybe run out of town on a
It's
rail.
a radical notion, I know.
William Jennings Bryan suddenly shows up in the other box. Howard Feynman, not William Jennings Bryan of Newsweek and MSNBC. Thank you, Howard.